boosted by the system Chapter 3. Just after he put down his bag, two figures walked in from the door of the classroom and walked straight to Suze's desk, and one of them sat directly on Suze's desk. Slap the table. Bang! A loud noise echoed through the classroom. He looked at Suze condescendingly, and said arrogantly, "What about today's money? Shouldn't it? We still have to do it, right?" He was slightly closer, his yellowed hair a little harsh in the sun. His expression was disdainful, and looked at Suze in front of him as if he was looking at garbage. Moment. The gaze of the class. All instantly attracted to it. 003, Suze. I heard that you are going to abolish me. A wide variety of gazes. All gathered on Suze's body. Pity, indifference, disdain, ridicule, watching jokes. Such a gaze was like a sharp sword, piercing Suze's dignity, and like a volcano, burning his self-esteem. But that was before. Hey, you guys like this, too much, isn't it? Someone couldn't stand it and spoke. The surname is Hua, you are less nosy. The bastard sitting on Suze's table spoke unpleasantly. Others are afraid of your Miss Hua family, we are not afraid. He said coldly. He looked at Suze again, and because he was interrupted, he was a little unhappy. What is it to give a face? His voice was very loud, almost roaring, showing his strength, and looking at Suze in front of him angrily, wanting to scare him. Especially looking at Suze's indifferent expression in front of him, he became more and more annoyed. No matter how much he bullied this guy just didn't give in. Every time with such an expression, the more people look at the fire. Seeing that Suze hadn't spoken yet, he finally couldn't help it. Speaking. He raised his palm and wanted to teach Suze a lesson in front of him. But the next second, bang! Suze directly slapped over. A powerful force directly fanned towards the face of the mixer, and before the mixer could react, he was directly slapped and the corners of his mouth were bleeding. After the mixed character reacted, it was like a volcano erupting in an instant, and he looked at Suze with a fierce face. Bang! Suze stood up directly and kicked away the table in front of him. The mixed characters in front of him did not have time to react, and even the people with the table were kicked to the front, hitting many classroom desks and chairs and students. You're fucking looking for death? Another mixer finally reacted and wanted to do it. They do this kind of thing a lot. Suze in front of him is a hard bone, so every time he comes to ask for money, he is ready to clean up this guy, with this guy's physique. Two people can deal with him casually, but he didn't expect that Suze would be so ruthless today. Lao Su ruined you. He rushes forward, he has to do it. Suze looked at the bastard who rushed towards him, and a sinister smile appeared at the corner of his mouth. Scrap me. His voice is calm, but it gives a gloomy feeling. It was the first time he had spoken. Airplanes. That bastard had already rushed in front of Suze, raised his fist and punched Suze's face. He looked at Suze and smiled viciously, but he didn't care. Bang! Next second. Suze actually dodged his punch at an extremely fast speed, slightly sideways, and then reached out and grabbed him directly by the collar. Apply slight force. This bastard. Directly brought up. Subsequently, he saw Suze's hideous smile. Waste me. A low, gloomy voice sounded. Bang! Suze slammed a punch on the face of this bastard. In an instant, the mixer only felt that his face seemed to be smashed by a stone, his face bone seemed to be broken, his eyes were directly blurred at this moment. And his gums bleed directly to the corners of his mouth. Bang! Scrap me. Suze clenched his fists. One punch. Scrap me. One punch. Scrap me. One punch. Every punch. They all smashed into the face of this bastard accurately. Moment. The face of this bastard generation is like disfigured, unrecognizable, blood flowing, the whole face is swollen, some places are even cracked, there are blood stains flowing, eyes, nose, mouth are all swollen, teeth are knocked out, directly half dead. One punch. Another punch. I don't know how many punches were thrown. Until the bastard in front of him, he is completely half dead. Scrap me. Suze showed a vicious smile. Just you? Ha 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 ha. Bang! He grabbed the hand of the mixer and threw it, and directly threw the mixer to the side of the classroom like garbage. Subsequently, under the shocked, terrified, horrified eyes of the class, step by step, he walked towards the bastard who was pushed to the ground by Suze in front. When that bastard was pushed down, he was already angry in his heart and decided to torture this fool. Give a face every time. If you obediently admit it, will you be bullied and bullied by them? Dare to resist. But just when he was about to get up, he found Suze grabbing his companion's collar. One punch, another punch, until his companion was half dead, his face was cracked, swollen, and unrecognizable. Suze threw away his companion like a garbage, the beautiful face with glasses, with a hideous smile. Walked towards him step by step.